I weaponized my stepdaughter's abandonment trauma to force her submission, told her your real mom abandoned you, so respect me as your authority or else. My marriage imploded. My life imploded. I deserve every bit of it. I'm sitting in a studio apartment that costs more than my old mortgage. Court mandated. Part of the custody agreement. I had to move out of the house I shared with my ex-husband for 8 years. The house where I raised his daughter. The house where I destroyed everything. My name is Jessica. I'm 35 years old. I was married to Julian for 8 years. Was stepmother to his daughter Vanessa for those same 8 years. Vanessa was 7 when I met Julian. She's 15 now. And she hasn't spoken to me in 6 months. Since the day I said the words that ended my marriage. Your real mom abandoned you. So you need to respect me as your authority. Or else. I said that to a 14-year-old girl. A girl whose mother left when she was 3. A girl who spent her entire childhood wondering why she wasn't enough to make her mother stay. A girl who had nightmares about abandonment. Who cried on Mother's Day. Who asked me once if I'd ever leave her too. I looked at that traumatized child and I weaponized her deepest wound to control her. And now I'm here. Divorced. Alone. Paying $2,800 a month for a studio apartment because the judge said I needed to maintain separate housing. Seeing a court-mandated therapist twice a week. Banned from contact with Vanessa unless she initiates it. Which she hasn't. And won't. This isn't a story about how I was misunderstood. This isn't about how Vanessa was difficult. This isn't about how Julian didn't support me. This is about how I took a child's trauma and used it as a weapon. And how I deserve everything that happened after. Let me show you exactly how I destroyed my own life. Step by step. Word by word. Until there was nothing left. I met Julian 8 years ago. He was 32. Recently divorced. Single father to Vanessa, who was 7. Vanessa's mother Rachel had left when Vanessa was 3. Just left. No warning. No explanation that made sense. One day she was there. Next day she was gone. Filed for divorce. Gave Julian full custody. Said she couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't be a mother. Couldn't handle the responsibility. She saw Vanessa twice after that. Once for Vanessa's 4th birthday. Once for Christmas when Vanessa was 5. Then nothing. No calls. No visits. No cards. Nothing. Julian tried to find her when Vanessa turned 8. Wanted Vanessa to have some connection to her mother. Rachel had moved to another state. Remarried. Had 2 kids with her new husband. Didn't want contact with Vanessa. Said it was too painful. Said she'd moved on with her life. Moved on with her life. Like Vanessa was a phase. A mistake. Something to forget. That's what Vanessa grew up knowing. That her mother chose a new life over her. That she wasn't worth staying for. That she was forgettable. Julian did everything right. Therapy for Vanessa. Honest conversations. Never badmouthed Rachel. Just try to help Vanessa understand it wasn't her fault. That her mother's leaving had nothing to do with Vanessa's worth. But kids don't understand that. Kids blame themselves. Vanessa blamed herself. She was quiet about it mostly. Well-behaved. Good student. Polite. But she had nightmares. Cried randomly. Asked questions that broke Julian's heart. Why didn't mommy want me? Am I hard to love? Will everyone leave eventually? That's who Vanessa was when I met her. 7 years old. Traumatized. Afraid of abandonment. Desperate to be good enough so people wouldn't leave. I knew all this when I started dating Julian. He was honest from the beginning. Told me about Rachel. About Vanessa's struggles. About the therapy. About the nightmares. Vanessa's been through a lot, he said on our 3rd date. If we get serious, you need to understand she comes first. Always. She needs stability. Security. Someone who won't leave. I understand, I said. And I thought I did. I met Vanessa a month later. She was quiet. Watched me carefully. Didn't say much. Hi Vanessa. I'm Jessica. Your dad's told me a lot about you. Hi. Small voice. Uncertain. I heard you like to draw. Maybe you can show me your drawings sometime? She nodded. Didn't show me any drawings that day. But 3 weeks later, she brought me a picture she'd drawn. A family. Man, woman, little girl. Holding hands. Is this your family? I asked. She nodded. You're in it. I cried when Julian told me what that meant. That Vanessa was accepting me. Letting me in. Trusting me not to leave. I should have understood the weight of that. The responsibility. The sacred trust a traumatized child was giving me. I didn't. Not really. I thought I did. But I didn't. Julian and I got married when Vanessa was 8. Small wedding. Vanessa was the flower girl. She called me Jessica. Not Mom. I didn't ask her to call me Mom. Julian said she'd do it when she was ready. She never did. And that was fine. I was Jessica. Julian's wife. Vanessa's stepmom. That was enough. The first 3 years were good. Really good. Vanessa and I got along. She'd come to me with homework questions. We'd bake together. Watch movies. Normal stepmother-stepdaughter stuff. She still had nightmares sometimes. Still worried about abandonment. But she was getting better. Therapy was helping. Having a stable home was helping. Having me there consistently was helping. Year 4, things got harder. Vanessa turned 11. Started middle school. Started testing boundaries. Normal preteen stuff. But I took it personally. She'd roll her eyes when I asked her to clean her room. She'd argue about bedtime. She'd say, "You're not my real mom," when she was mad. That last one hurt. More than it should have. Because I knew she was right. I wasn't her real mom. Her real mom had left. And I was just the replacement. I started getting frustrated. Started comparing myself to the mother who abandoned her. Started thinking, I'm here. I stayed. She should respect that. Julian noticed. She's 11. This is normal. Don't take it personally. She tells me I'm not her real mom. Because you're not. And that's okay. You're her stepmom. That's important too. Just be patient. I tried to be patient. Tried to remember she was a kid. Tried to remember she was traumatized. Tried to remember my role. But year 5, it got worse. Vanessa turned 12. Full-blown attitude. Pushing back on everything. Not just with me. With Julian too. But it felt worse when she did it to me. Because Julian was her real parent. She could push back on him and it was normal parent-child conflict. When she pushed back on me, it felt like rejection. Like she was saying I didn't count. Like I was as forgettable as her real mother. I started getting angry. Started saying things I shouldn't say. I'm the one who's here. I'm the one who stayed. Show some respect. Your father and I make the rules. You follow them. You don't get to talk to me that way. I'm an adult. You're a child. Power struggles. That's what it became. Me trying to assert authority. Vanessa pushing back. Both of us escalating. Julian tried to mediate. Tried to get us to communicate better. Tried to remind me that Vanessa was a traumatized kid and I was the adult. She needs patience. Consistency. Not power struggles. I need respect. I'm her stepmother. I've been in her life for 5 years. I deserve respect. She's 12. She's testing boundaries. This is normal. Don't make it about you. But it was about me. Because every time Vanessa pushed back, I heard Rachel's choice. The choice to leave. The choice that said Vanessa wasn't worth staying for. And I was staying. I was there. I was doing the work. And Vanessa didn't even appreciate it. Year 6. Vanessa turned 13. Teenager. Everything got worse. She wanted independence. Wanted to go to the mall with friends. Wanted to stay up later. Wanted privacy. Normal teenager stuff. I saw it as disrespect. As rejection. As her pulling away from me. We fought constantly. About everything. Screen time. Chores. Attitude. Friends. Everything became a battle. Julian was caught in the middle. Trying to support me. Trying to protect Vanessa. Trying to keep the peace. You need to pick your battles, he said. Not everything is worth a fight. She's disrespectful. All the time. And you let her get away with it. She's a teenager. This is normal. You're making it worse by fighting her on everything. I'm trying to parent her. You're undermining me. I'm trying to protect her. You're being too rigid. We started fighting. Julian and I about Vanessa. About parenting. About my role. About his support. Year 7. Vanessa turned 14. I was exhausted. Angry. Resentful. I'd been in Vanessa's life for 7 years. 7 years of being there. Being consistent. Being present. And what did I get? Eye rolls. Attitude. You're not my real mom. Arguments. Pushback. Disrespect. I started thinking things I shouldn't think. Her real mom left and she's fine. Maybe I should leave too. Maybe she doesn't deserve people who stay. I didn't mean it. Not really. But I thought it. And thinking it made me angry at myself. Which made me angrier at Vanessa. 3 months ago, we had the worst fight yet. Vanessa wanted to go to a party. A high school party. She was 14. Julian said no. I said no. She argued. Everyone's going. You're 14. Not everyone. And we said no. This is so unfair. You never let me do anything. We let you do plenty. This party isn't happening. Dad would let me go if you weren't here. That hit hard. The implication that I was the problem. That Julian and Vanessa would be fine without me. That I was the obstacle. Go to your room. We're done discussing this. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mom. And I snapped. All the years of frustration. All the resentment. All the comparisons to Rachel. All of it came out. You're right. I'm not your mom. Your real mom abandoned you when you were 3. She left because she didn't want to be your mother. She chose a new family over you. She has kids she actually wants. You weren't enough for her. But I'm here. I stayed. So you need to respect me as your authority. Or else. The silence was immediate. Complete. Suffocating. Vanessa's face went white. Then red. Then she started crying. Not angry crying. Broken crying. Julian stood up. What did you just say? I realized what I'd done. Realized I'd said the one thing I could never take back. Realized I'd weaponized Vanessa's deepest trauma to win an argument. I didn't mean. Gap. Julian's voice was dead. Empty. Get out of this house. Right now. Julian. You just told my daughter that her mother abandoned her. You used her trauma. Her abandonment. To control her. Gap. Before I say something I can't take back. Vanessa ran upstairs. Sobbing. Hysterical. I tried to follow her. Julian blocked me. Don't. Don't go near her. You've done enough. Pack a bag. Leave. We'll figure out the rest later. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I was angry. You meant it. You've been thinking it. I can see it now. All the resentment. All the comparisons. All the times you've held it over her that you stayed and Rachel didn't. Gap. I packed a bag. Left that night. Went to a hotel. Called Julian the next day. Can we talk? Through lawyers. I'm filing for divorce. Please. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. But I love Vanessa. I love you. We can fix this. You told my traumatized daughter that her mother abandoned her because she wasn't enough. You used that to control her. You can't fix that. You broke something that can't be fixed. I'm sorry. I don't care. My daughter is having panic attacks. Nightmares worse than when she was 7. Blaming herself again for Rachel leaving. Because you told her she wasn't enough. You destroyed her. And for what? To win an argument? I didn't mean to destroy her. I was frustrated. I wanted respect. And you got what you wanted. She's terrified of you now. Thinks you'll leave too. Thinks everyone leaves because she's not enough. Just like her mother. You confirmed her worst fear. That she's unlovable. I hung up. Sat in that hotel room. Understood what I'd done. I'd taken a child's trauma. A child who'd been abandoned by her mother at 3. A child who'd spent 11 years in therapy trying to understand it wasn't her fault. A child who trusted me to stay. And I told her the abandonment was her fault. That her mother left because Vanessa wasn't enough. That she should be grateful I stayed even though she wasn't worth staying for. I confirmed every fear. Every nightmare. Every terrible thought she'd ever had about herself. And I'd done it on purpose. To win. To control. To force submission. That was 3 months ago. The divorce was finalized last month. Julian got the house. Got primary custody of Vanessa. Got everything. I got supervised visitation rights if Vanessa ever chooses to see me. Which she hasn't. And likely never will. I got court-mandated therapy. Individual therapy focusing on power dynamics and emotional abuse of minors. My therapist's words. Not mine. Emotional abuse. That's what I did. I protested at first. I didn't abuse her. I just said something in anger. My therapist looked at me. You intentionally used a child's trauma to control her behavior. You told a 14-year-old that her mother abandoned her because she wasn't enough. You did that to force submission. That's emotional abuse. I couldn't argue. Because she was right. The first month after I left, I tried to contact Vanessa. Sent letters. Texts. Tried to call. Julian blocked me. Changed Vanessa's number. Returned my letters unopened. She doesn't want contact. Respect that. I need to apologize. I need to tell her I didn't mean it. You did mean it. And even if you didn't, the damage is done. She's back in intensive therapy. Having panic attacks. Cutting herself. Because of what you said. Cutting herself. Vanessa was cutting herself. Because of me. Because I told her she was the reason her mother left. I need to fix this. You can't fix this. You destroyed her sense of self-worth. Confirmed her worst fears. Traumatized her. Again. After 7 years of her learning to trust you. You can't fix that with an apology. He was right. I couldn't fix it. I could only live with what I'd done. My friends took Julian's side. All of them. People I'd known for years. People I thought were my friends. They stopped calling. Stopped inviting me to things. Stopped responding to messages. I ran into Sarah, my best friend of 10 years, at the grocery store 2 months ago. Sarah. Hey. Can we talk? She looked at me. I don't think so. Please. I know you heard about the divorce. I need to talk to someone. I heard what you did. Julian told me. You told Vanessa her mother abandoned her because she wasn't enough. You used that to control a 14-year-old. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. But I need support too. You don't deserve support. You abused a traumatized child. You're not the victim here. I'm not claiming to be the victim. I need help. I'm struggling. Good. You should struggle. You should feel terrible. You should live with what you did. Vanessa is cutting herself. Having panic attacks. Blaming herself for her mother leaving. Again. After years of therapy. Because of you. I know. I feel terrible. You feel terrible? Vanessa tried to kill herself last week. Did you know that? Julian found her in the bathroom. Overdosed on pills. Because you told her she wasn't enough. That her mother left because of her. The grocery store disappeared. Everything went silent. Vanessa tried to kill herself. Is she okay? She's alive. In a psychiatric hospital. Getting intensive treatment. Because of you. Sarah walked away. Left me standing in the cereal aisle. Trying to process what she'd just said. Vanessa tried to kill herself. Because of what I said. Because I weaponized her trauma. I went to the hospital. Tried to see her. They wouldn't let me in. Julian was there. Saw me. Came outside. What are you doing here? Sarah told me. About Vanessa. I need to see her. You're not seeing her. You're the reason she's here. I need to apologize. I need to tell her I didn't mean it. You did mean it. And your apology won't help. She doesn't want to see you. She's terrified of you. Thinks you hate her. Thinks you stayed out of obligation, not love. Thinks everyone sees her the way her mother did. Unlovable. Forgettable. Not worth staying for. That's not true. I don't think that. I love her. You have a terrible way of showing love. You spent 7 years building her trust. 7 years being consistent. 7 years being someone she could count on. And then you destroyed it. In one sentence. You told her she was right to be afraid. Right to think she's unlovable. Right to think everyone will leave. I was angry. I wanted respect. You wanted control. You wanted power over a traumatized child. And when she pushed back like normal teenagers do, you used her trauma as a weapon. That's not parenting. That's abuse. Don't call it abuse. What else is it? You intentionally hurt a child using information you knew would destroy her. You did it on purpose. To win. That's abuse. I left. Drove home. Sat in my studio apartment. Understood fully what I'd done. Vanessa tried to kill herself. Because I told her she wasn't enough. Because I confirmed her worst fear. Because I weaponized her abandonment trauma to force submission. And I'd done it knowing exactly what I was doing. Knowing it would hurt her. Knowing it would destroy her. Doing it anyway because I wanted to win. My therapist asked me about it in our next session. How do you feel about Vanessa's suicide attempt? Terrible. Guilty. Responsible. Are you responsible? Yes. She tried to kill herself because of what I said. What did you say? I repeated it. The exact words. Your real mom abandoned you. So you need to respect me as your authority. Or else. Why did you say that? I wanted her to listen. To respect me. To stop arguing. And you thought telling her that her mother abandoned her would achieve that? I thought it would remind her that I'm the one who stayed. That she should be grateful. Grateful that you stayed even though you resent her? I don't resent her. You don't? You just told a child that her mother abandoned her. That she should be grateful you're still here. That's resentment. I sat there, absorbing that. She was right. I resented Vanessa. For being difficult. For not appreciating me. For pushing back. For reminding me I wasn't her real mother. I do resent her. I've been in her life for 7 years. I've done everything. Been there. Been consistent. And she treats me like I don't matter. She's a teenager. Teenagers push back. That's developmentally normal. Why did you take it personally? Because I'm not her real mother. She reminds me of that. And her real mother left. So when Vanessa pushes back on me, it feels like she's saying I'm as forgettable as Rachel. So you used Rachel's abandonment to control Vanessa. To remind her that you stayed and Rachel didn't. To make her feel she should be grateful even though she's difficult. Yes. That's abuse. You understand that, right? Using a child's trauma to control them is abuse. I understand that now. Do you? Because you keep saying you made a mistake. That you didn't mean it. But you did mean it. You said exactly what you wanted to say. To achieve exactly the result you wanted. Submission. She was right. I did mean it. I wanted Vanessa to feel small. To feel grateful. To feel like she owed me. Because I stayed and her mother didn't. I meant it. Good. That's the first step. Acknowledging what you did. Intentionally. Not as a mistake. As a choice. I left that session understanding something I'd been avoiding. I didn't accidentally hurt Vanessa. I chose to hurt her. Deliberately. Using the one thing I knew would destroy her. Her abandonment trauma. The divorce settlement included a restraining order. I can't contact Vanessa unless she initiates. Can't go to her school. Can't attend her events. Can't be within 500 feet of her. Julian's lawyer argued I was a danger to Vanessa's mental health. That contact with me causes panic attacks, self-harm, and suicidal ideation. My lawyer tried to fight it. She's the stepmother. She has rights. The judge disagreed. She weaponized the child's trauma. Caused significant psychological harm. The child attempted suicide as a direct result of the defendant's words. The restraining order stands. I lost everything. Access to Vanessa. My home. My friends. My marriage. Everything. And I deserved it. All of it. I see my therapist twice a week now. Court mandated for 2 years. Part of the divorce settlement. She makes me confront what I did. Over and over. No letting me minimize. No letting me excuse. No letting me avoid. Tell me again what you said to Vanessa. Your real mom abandoned you. So you need to respect me as your authority. Or else. Why did you say that? To control her. To make her submit. To remind her that I stayed and her mother didn't. Knowing it would hurt her? Yes. Knowing it would confirm her fear that her mother left because she wasn't enough? Yes. Knowing she'd spent 11 years in therapy trying to understand the abandonment wasn't her fault? Yes. And you said it anyway? Yes. Why? Because I wanted to win. I wanted power. I wanted her to respect me. And I was willing to destroy her to get it. That's the truth. The ugly, terrible truth. I was willing to destroy a traumatized child to get what I wanted. Respect. Authority. Control. Vanessa is out of the hospital. Back home. In intensive therapy. Not allowed sharp objects. Not allowed to be alone. Julian watches her constantly. Making sure she's safe. Making sure she doesn't try again. Try again. To kill herself. Because of me. I ran into Julian last week. At the courthouse. Finalizing something with the divorce settlement. How is she? I asked. Why do you care? She's been in my life for 7 years. I do care. You have a terrible way of showing it. She's struggling. Still having nightmares. Still cutting when we're not watching closely enough. Still blaming herself for Rachel leaving. Because you told her it was her fault. I never said it was her fault. You said Rachel abandoned her. Implied she wasn't enough to make her mother stay. That's the same thing to a 14-year-old. I'm sorry. Stop saying you're sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. Sorry doesn't undo the damage. Sorry doesn't bring back the daughter I had before you destroyed her. I want to help. I want to fix this. You can't fix this. The best thing you can do is stay away. Forever. Let Vanessa heal without you anywhere near her. She was my daughter too. No. She wasn't. She was a traumatized child you took advantage of. A child who trusted you not to leave. Not to hurt her. And you hurt her worse than anyone since Rachel. You're not her mother. You're the person who confirmed her worst fears about herself. He walked away. I stood there. absorbing his words. He was right. I wasn't Vanessa's mother. I was the person who weaponized her trauma. Who confirmed her fears. Who destroyed her trust. I'm sitting in therapy today. 3 months after I destroyed my life. 3 months after Vanessa tried to kill herself because of me. Have you accepted what you did? My therapist asks. Yes. I weaponized Vanessa's abandonment trauma. I told her she wasn't enough. I confirmed her worst fears. I did it on purpose. To control her. I'm responsible for her suicide attempt. How do you feel about that? Terrible. Guilty. I hate myself for it. Good. That's appropriate. What you did was unforgivable. Can I ever make it right? No. You can't make it right. You can only live with what you did. And make sure you never do it again. Will Vanessa ever forgive me? Probably not. And she doesn't owe you forgiveness. You destroyed her trust. Traumatized her. Nearly killed her. She doesn't owe you anything. So I just live with this? Forever? Yes. That's the consequence of your choice. You chose to hurt a child. Now you live with knowing what that caused. I sit there. Understanding. Really understanding. This is my life now. This is my forever. Living with the knowledge that I told a traumatized 14-year-old that her mother abandoned her because she wasn't enough. Living with the knowledge that she tried to kill herself because of that. Living with the knowledge that I destroyed her on purpose. And there's no fixing it. No undoing it. No apologizing enough. No making it right. Just living with it. Forever. People ask me sometimes what happened to my marriage. Why I'm divorced. Why I live alone in a studio apartment. I tell them it didn't work out. That we had differences. That it was mutual. I don't tell them the truth. Don't tell them I weaponized a child's trauma. Don't tell them I caused a suicide attempt. Don't tell them I'm banned from seeing my stepdaughter. Because saying it out loud makes it real. Makes it impossible to pretend I'm not the villain in this story. But I am the villain. I'm the adult who abused a child. Who used her trauma to control her. Who nearly killed her with words. That's who I am. That's what I did. That's what I have to live with. Vanessa is 15 now. I haven't seen her in 6 months. Haven't heard her voice. Haven't had any contact. Julian sends updates through lawyers. Required by the settlement. So I know she's alive. Improving slowly. Still in therapy. Still struggling. Still traumatized. By me. By what I said. By what I did. I wonder sometimes if she thinks about me. If she hates me. If she wishes I'd never been in her life. I wonder if she's better off without me. If Julian is better off. If everyone is. I know the answer. They are better off. Because I was toxic. Abusive. Dangerous to Vanessa's mental health. I was the person who confirmed her worst fears. Who told her she wasn't enough. Who weaponized her trauma. And now I'm gone. Out of their lives. Banned from contact. Living in a studio apartment. Paying for my choices. This is my confession. My warning. My accountability. I weaponized a child's abandonment trauma. I told her she wasn't enough. I forced submission through emotional abuse. I caused a suicide attempt. And I deserve everything that happened. The divorce. The restraining order. The loss of my stepdaughter. The therapy. The isolation. All of it. I deserve it because I chose it. I chose to hurt Vanessa. I chose to use her trauma. I chose power over compassion. And that choice destroyed everything. Including the child I claimed to love. If you're reading this and you're a step-parent, understand something. The child didn't choose you. You chose them. They don't owe you respect just because you stayed. They don't owe you gratitude just because their other parent left. They owe you nothing. You owe them everything. Safety. Consistency. Patience. Love without conditions. I forgot that. I thought Vanessa owed me respect because I stayed. Because I was there. Because I chose her when Rachel didn't. I was wrong. Vanessa didn't owe me anything. I owed her safety. And I gave her trauma instead. That's my legacy. That's what I'll live with forever. The knowledge that I traumatized a child. That I weaponized her abandonment. That I nearly killed her. And there's no redemption from that. No fixing it. No making it right. Just living with it. Every day. For the rest of my life. I'm 35 years old. Divorced. Alone. Banned from seeing my stepdaughter. In court-mandated therapy. This is what I deserve. This is the consequence of weaponizing a child's trauma. And I accept it. All of it. Because I did this. I chose this. I destroyed this. And Vanessa deserves better than me. She always did.